To those next 3 years in the weight room, getting ready for when they get a chance to be out there. First of 2 trips down to Spiegelberg. You got fond memories of being down? I mean, wins and losses maybe not always what you want, but coming down to Spiegelberg, a historic space to be, it's always kind of fun to get a chance to get the guys down here and to get a chance to play on this field.
Yeah, I can't imagine what this was like when it was rocking.
That is head coach Dave Heiberger joining us here in the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. Again, you can let them make the run to the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. Well, we are working on stabilizing our video stream for those that are trying to watch tonight. It was 90 degrees down here in Medford today. We got up into the press box, and it was an absolute dripping with sweat. Back here at Spiegelberg Stadium in Medford, he is out there on the field, but injuries across the board have really plagued this Roseburg team. We knew they were going to be young to kind of get things started, but we were hopeful that some of the guys they could rely on would be able to help things out this season to kind of steady the ship while some of these young guys got their feet underneath them. Unfortunately, we've seen a lot of the senior leadership on this team take a tumble this year. The most notable, Tiger Black along that front line, offensively and defense more, that had been starting to contribute, and he is out tonight. So it's going to be a lot of new faces more that had been starting to contribute, and he is out tonight. So it's going to be a lot of new faces out there this evening. And the big question mark is going to be whether or not Roseburg can solidify themselves in this process. Roseburg's going to be receiving the football to start as we get things ready to go for you here tonight. And we will continue to try and keep the video stream up and going as much as we can. We've had some issues here and there, but I'm going to just let it kind of do its thing, and hopefully we'll be able to stay on the airwaves for those that like to watch it online at 541radio.com and on our YouTube channel. Apologies on the technical issues. It drives me crazy just as much as it does you. Kicking away left to right will be North Medford, wearing their black and gray digital camo tops, new jerseys tonight. White numbers on the back of the jerseys. Says Tornado in white at the top of the jerseys at the nameplate on the back there for North Medford. Roseburg in the road whites tonight, black numbers on the back with the black helmets with the orange feather on the sides. Kickoff coming away, again left to right on your radio dial. We are underway as the boot will go out of the back of the end zone. A big leg for the kickoff man for North Medford. That was JT Knobloch Scott that punches that one through the back of the end zone, and Roseburg will start off with the football at their own 20-yard line. So Roseburg will have it first as we get things started for you here tonight. It'll be Jace Wilder, the quarterback, that leads them out onto the field. He will break the huddle as Roseburg will have 1st and 10. Wilder this season has been completing 28% of his passes. Last week threw a couple of interceptions, looking to clean that up here tonight. He's in shotgun. One target to his left, that's Dane St. Clair. He's got Caden Eckel in the backfield with him. Roseburg will look to pass. They're going to set up a screen attempt, but they had the linebacker all over that for North Medford. And that was actually defensive lineman Easton Abbott that gets in. He was all over Caden Eckel on the screen attempt, and he was able to easily knock that one away. At first, I thought Eckel was going to be leaking out to the right side of the formation, but he came back across the left side, and that's where the toss went by Wilder, but North Medford sniffed that one out. 2nd down and 10, ball in the middle of the field at the 20-yard line. They will hand it off to Eckel running right side. There's a whole pile there. He will push things still up, still pushing forward, and he goes down. I would like to see him give him the forward progress to the 26 where he ended up falling, but they only give him to the 25. Caden Eckel, though, hard running on 2nd down, will pick up 5 yards out to the 25-yard line, his first carry of the night. Eckel coming off of that 1,000-yard rushing season last year. It's been tougher sledding this year. He's up to 239 yards coming into tonight's matchup. He had 48 yards on the ground last week, only played about a half against Sheldon in the loss for Roseburg. 3rd down and 5 after the run by Caden Eckel. In shotgun is Wilder, and movement up along the front line. Wilder, I think, saw something that he wanted to point out to the offense, to that front line, and unfortunately, I think the delay in the snap count, that forced the right tackle to lean back in his stance, tried to stay down, could not do so. A 5-yard penalty will put Roseburg back to their own 20-yard line, and they face now 3rd down and 10 to try and convert here. And shooting themselves in the foot has been an issue. They spread out trips to the left side of the field. You've got Austin, White, and St. Clair out there looking to pass, running out of the pocket. Wilder gets free, but he can't find anybody downfield. He'll get ripped down by A.J. Pugliano on the sack back to the 18-yard line, and Roseburg will face 4th down and 12 after getting taken down. Nice job by Wilder to move out of the pocket and try and buy himself some time with his feet, but he just couldn't find anybody downfield to throw to and couldn't get his hips turned around and shoulders square, and he will take the sack. Roseburg will punt it away. It's Jacob Michael, the sophomore kicker, that'll stand back at his own 7-yard line. Return man for North Medford is back at the 50. A kick angled away from him a bit, back to the middle of the field. It is taken at the 40-yard line, weaving through, still on his feet. Inside the 30, down to the 25, following blockers, hit from behind. It'll be Hodges that is able to bring down the return man, Nolan Kelly. And Kelly will get a great return for North Medford to set up the Black Tornado, their first possession. It comes with 9:58 to go here in the first quarter, and they will start at the Roseburg 15-yard line, is where the offense takes over for the Black Tornado. That'll bring out the offense for North, led by senior quarterback Caden Lacey, a transfer from Eagle Point High School. This season, he is completing 64% of his passes, 657 yards, 5 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He will be in shotgun with Ty Pugliano to his left. And a penalty flag is out before the play gets underway. And it's a false start against North Medford. So before the Black Tornado are able to get moving, they have a penalty on a procedural. They moved a man in motion, and I think that got the front line to jump. They'll go back to the Roseburg 20-yard line. 1st down and 15. A.J. Pugliano moves from the left to the right. Fake the handoff, looking to pass. Hit as he throws. No, that ball comes loose. Roseburg has a chance to get it back, and on top of it is Nick Parrish. And the junior comes up with a big play to get the strip sack and recovers the fumble, and the quarterback is still on the ground, and the emergency team, or the medical team, seems to be a little concerned about this. There's a trainer racing to the sideline, and that's unfortunate. The quarterback for North Medford is on the ground in pain. Caden Lacey, and we got to stop in the action. They are immediately taking precautions on this one. We're going to go ahead and get in a 30-second break. Great play by Nick Parrish, the junior linebacker. Last week had 2 tackles on the season, a tackle for loss. He adds another with a strip sack and a fumble recovery, and Roseburg will have the football at the 37-yard line on their own half of the field after the takeaway. But we take a quick 30-second timeout for the injury on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Well, we welcome you back here to Spiegelberg Stadium. We'll probably get in another break here momentarily, as it's not great news down on the field for North Medford and for senior quarterback Caden Lacey. on just his first play of the game, dropped back to pass and got hit by Roseburg's Nick Parrish. There was a couple other guys in the vicinity. I want to look back at the film on that one eventually, but there were a lot of guys there. He tried to make a play with his legs, and he got crunched. I didn't focus completely on exactly how he finished that play because the ball was loose, and Lacey went down, and immediately medical team was out there. One of the trainers from North Medford, as soon as she got to him, realized it was serious, rushed back over to the sideline to grab some medical equipment, and she is now on the phone, and I believe they're probably calling for medical personnel to make their way here to Spiegelberg Stadium. They have got him laid out on the field, and they are spinning him. It looks like they're trying to just do all the normal head, neck, spine stabilization stuff, which is never a fun sight. It is definitely scary. And you hope the best for the young man. Obviously, Roseburg wants to come out and play tough tonight and try and get that first win of the season, but nobody on either sideline wants to see somebody injured, and definitely don't want to see anybody having to be dealt with like this, especially this early in a football game. At any point in a football game, you don't want to see something like this. We're going to have a bit of an extended delay in this ball game, it looks like. Roseburg with a strip sack takeaway will have the football. Let's go ahead and take a 60-second timeout, and we will continue tonight's broadcast here from Spiegelberg Stadium. Tough way to start things off. Just kind of an ugly portion of the game, as an injury for North Medford's quarterback Caden Lacey has him on the ground, and I'm kind of assuming emergency personnel on the way. We will go ahead and take that 60-second break, come back with more Roseburg football here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in our backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Well, we welcome you back here to Spiegelberg Stadium. They still are addressing the injured player on the field. That is Caden Lacey, the starting quarterback for North Medford, and just an unfortunate way to get tonight's ball game underway. Joey Keyran with you here on the Score, and we are broadcasting from Medford while we've got this break in the action. We are just kind of waiting to see how this all plays out for Lacey. Want to remind you that our video stream online is brought to you by the Cow Creek Tribe, supporting high school sports here in the area. We appreciate their sponsorship of Roseburg football here on the video stream this season, and appreciate that. I want to say thanks to our other sponsors that help make this possible. Cascade Community Credit Union belong to Douglas County, and DC Farmers Co-op. Thought I saw some folks pointing maybe at something going on, but it doesn't look like. I think we are waiting on an ambulance to show up here, and kind of surprised not one on hand. A lot of times they usually have those. Zoom play here this evening. In the 3A classification tonight, the Douglas Trojans are at home. They're taking on St. Mary's. Big test there for the Trojans, trying to bounce back after a tough loss last week. They will take on a St. Mary's team that's coming in at 4-1 on the year. And Sutherland is hosting North Valley tonight. That's a game that the Bulldogs are hoping they can get the better of the Knights in. Both teams coming in looking to try and get some wins as the season wraps up. And right now, Sutherland is hosting North Valley in that matchup. You can tune in and catch that game on I-101 FM. Dan Bain has the coverage of that one. You can also listen to the game streaming on 541radio.com and on the 541 Radio app. Also tonight, number 3 ranked South Umpqua is on the road at Brookings Harbor, making the long trip to the coast. That should be a winnable game for the Lancers as they make that trip down there. Kenny Sherman normally broadcasting those games. I heard that tonight, unfortunately, he didn't make the trip out there. I don't necessarily blame him. That's a long road trip. We think that Roseburg's had some long ones. Going to that Brookings Harbor game, I'm sure, has to always be a long trek for any team that has to go out there. I'm pretty sure you dip down into California to get to Brookings Harbor for those games. So that's what's going on in the 3A classification tonight. In the 2A classification, tonight it's Oakland hosting Bandon Pacific. The Tigers this season are receiving votes, while Oakland is ranked number 4 in the coaches poll. They kicked off at 7 o'clock as well, and that game there at Oakland High School. We should be able to have some score updates on that one for you throughout the night. Reedsport is hosting Glide tonight, and that Douglas County matchup. Glide heading to the coast. The Wildcats trying to get a win. So is Reedsport, which has not won this season. And North Douglas Yoncalla is on the road at Illinois Valley tonight. That matchup kicking off at 7 o'clock, just a little north of us here in Medford, up there in the Grants Pass area. So that is a look at the 2A classification. In 8-man football this evening, big top 10 battle between number 10 Camas Valley and number 2 ranked Lost River. Those teams kicking off at 7 o'clock from Camas Valley. Should be a raucous atmosphere out there as the Hornets look to try and pull off a big upset. And then earlier today in 6-man football, it was the Elkton Elks moving into number 8 in the latest coaches poll. They were hosting Riddle today, and they get a 48-6 victory in that matchup. That game already final earlier today. Coming up tomorrow in high school football, it's number 9 Glendale taking on North Lake. They'll kick off tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Again, right now we are in a delay with 9:46 to go in, so make that 9:48 to go in the first quarter. And the first offensive play of the game for North Medford, their quarterback Caden Lacey hit by Roseburg, and he was trying to scramble and make a play. Couldn't get away from Nick Parrish, who ended up, I think, getting credit for the sack. Also knocked the ball loose, and Parrish jumping on it to get the recovery. Also had a couple of Roseburg players there with him as Roseburg had gotten into the backfield to make that stop, but going down hard, and he has been down on the field ever since. Caden Lacey, they've got him all supported. They're working on all of the supports to make sure head, neck, spine, all that stuff is stabilized and protected. And hopefully we will root and hope and pray for the best for this young man, a senior transferring from Eagle Point High School, had been leading this North Medford Black Tornado team. They've won 3 straight, coming off of a big victory against Grants Pass last week, 20-14 in that game. Lacey was 19 for 25, 163 yards. He had a 5-yard touchdown run. He had been helping guide this North Medford offense. Unfortunately now, his night will be done early. The backup quarterback is J.T. Knobloch Scott, who is a senior. He's mainly been doing kicking duties. At least it looked like, based off the stats, that he would be the backup. He was the guy that had the most passing attempts after Lacey had in this season. I thought I heard sirens coming this way, but oh, there it is. Okay, they have arrived. They are bringing a stretcher out. We're going to go ahead and take another quick break. We'll take a 60-second timeout, and we will come back, and hopefully Caden Lacey will be on his way to getting good news at the hospital, and I'm sure we'll be getting taken care of very well, but obviously not the way he had hoped his night would go here tonight at home against Roseburg, and we do wish the best for that young man. We'll take a 60-second timeout. We come back with more Roseburg football on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
We're back here at Spiegelberg Stadium as Roseburg takes on North Medford. Joining me tonight here helping with the video production this evening, once again, is Carter Stedman, a senior from Roseburg High School, a member of the cross-country, basketball, and track and field team for the Indians, a student athlete right now himself. No better than a person that's currently going through it to talk about something that just a question I had here, because right now we've had this lengthy delay, obviously not the start that North Medford was looking for, and now their starting quarterback goes down. I mean, I've covered Roseburg basketball. I know we haven't gone through something this extreme in a basketball game while you've been out there, but what do you think the North Medford sideline's going through right now? Because they're going to go out right now, and so is Roseburg. Everybody's going to go out there and send off Caden Lacey as he makes his way to the ambulance. They're going to send him off with a round of applause and kind of make his way out there, as the audience will give him one too. But there's still a football game to be played. And for North Medford, you just watched one of your teammates take a hard hit, and that's scary. He's going out on a stretcher.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely a lot of emotion on the North Medford side. As you can see, they're going out to support their teammate. After an injury like that, it's hard to bounce back. But like you said, there's still a whole game to play. You really have no other choice. But on the other side, if you're Roseburg, that was the first play defensively, being able to get a turnover. Definitely big time. So you have to be able to capitalize off this. It's just obviously comes at an unfortunate circumstance.
Yeah, you kind of feel bad thinking about trying to turn this into a positive for Roseburg when a young man is out there getting taken off on a stretcher. But, there is a football game. And Roseburg's, they've suffered many injuries, and one of the first guys in the line right there is their star, Tiger Black, who is out with a foot injury here tonight. And, he's been a guy with a bright future, and I know that Caden Lacey probably was hoping for a great senior year to see if he could maybe continue playing this sport that I'm sure he loves. It's, it's just unfortunate. You got a football game to continue playing here. Lacey is all strapped up on the gurney, and they're going to wheel him off on the stretcher, and now North Medford will try to find a way to regroup and dig deep. And, it's just kind of hard to put this scene of a player getting taken off on a stretcher, put that scene in the back of your mind and out of your mind, and try to focus on playing a football game. And North Medford's got the unfortunate task of trying to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see they're kind of starting to reset, get warmed up again. But after an incident like that, that's something that kind of sticks in your head through the whole game. That's your teammate, that's your brother, that's someone that you've been through it all with. So being able to bounce back is definitely a challenge, but we'll see what happens.
So it was the first offensive game play of the game, and I believe that Nick Parrish will get credit for the forced fumble and the fumble recovery, while Lacey will be credited with the fumble there. Roseburg will have the football with 9:48, only 10 seconds off on that possession for the Black Tornado. Roseburg will have the football, and I want to say they're spotting it around the 39-yard line. Over on the far side, just to update you here, it is Knobloch Scott, the senior who's been the place kicker and punter for this North Medford team. He's over there working on taking shotgun snaps and handing the ball off to Ty Pugliano. So that looks to be the backup coming in for North Medford once this game resumes. North Medford, as Carter mentioned, is taking some time to warm up and get some stretches in. And Roseburg on the sideline doing a little bit of stretching as well. 9:48 to go in the first quarter. One play in, and definitely not the way that North Medford was hoping this football game would go. It is going to get spotted at the 38-yard line. So unfortunately that does go down as an 18-yard loss for Lacey, just to keep my stats official there. And I'm not sure how long this pause is going to be here to let the teams warm up and get ready to go back once again. But now we see how this goes. Trying to build off of a positive play there for Roseburg, Carter. Now this team, I don't know if you caught it. I caught a little bit of Coach Heiberger down there talking to the team before this thing started to really elevate to needing an ambulance. But, hey, let's take advantage. Let's capitalize on this. In your sports endeavors in basketball and whatnot, when things go your direction, you got to try to pile on it. You got to try and make it count towards something for your team.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, with a major distraction like that, it's hard to bounce back. But, the reality is that was a great play. It was a turnover. Obviously, you never want to see an injury like that. That's just terrible. But with Roseburg being able to get the ball back, I think they have to be able to keep it on the ground with Eckel. I think they'll be able to have a lot of success there. And with the young team, this is new for a lot of the kids on the sideline. So being able to just take advantage and try and get some points on the board would be big here.
For a quick reminder, Roseburg did have a nice play, a nice run by Caden Eckel on that first possession. An incompletion as they tried to set up a screen play. Then Eckel got a 5-yard run. It set him up on 3rd down and 5. But then Roseburg got a false start penalty, backed him up. It was 3rd down and 10. They took a 2-yard sack. It had 4th down and 12 and had to punt it away. And then on the first play for North Medford, they got a false start on themselves on their first trip to the line. Then on their first official play, the strip sack for Nick Parrish and the turnover by the Black Tornado. So that's how the game has worked so far. We are officially 2 minutes and 12 seconds into this ball game, and now both teams will try to reset and see what we have for us here. Just a weird way to start out a ball game.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we'll see. Roseburg will be moving right to left. We'll hear more from Carter throughout tonight's ball game. Our fall intern, a senior at Roseburg High School. You can catch him Friday nights on the Friday night pregame show doing Carter's Corner, interviewing high school football players from around the area. Tonight he got a chance to talk with Ray Gerard. Had a great conversation with him that we had earlier tonight leading into Roseburg football. All right, so here we go. It looks like we're about ready to get back to it. Roseburg is going to have the football for a second time. 9:48 to go in the first quarter. Still scoreless between the Black Tornado and the Tribe. All right. That was probably at least about a 20-minute delay in the contest. We'll see how that plays out for tonight's ball game. First down and 10 for Roseburg. In shotgun is Wilder. He'll move Boston Williams into the backfield. As Eckel's back there as well, Williams will block, trying to follow him through the line. Goes Eckel. He runs right side, gets across the 40, out to the 41-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 3 on the ground for Caden Eckel. Second down and 7 with the ball at the 41. I think Eckel there a little bit too hesitant trying to get through the line. Boston Williams, I saw him get through the line first looking for someone to block, and there was a lot of space around Boston. Eckel needs to try and maybe hit that hole a little bit harder to burst through and use his speed and elusiveness to get to the second level. Second down and 7. Shotgun snap. Fake the handoff to Eckel. It's going to be a keeper for Wilder. Eckel busts through the line, and right behind him, Wilder was trying to follow. He only gets about a yard out to the 42. That'll be a pickup of 1 on the ground for Caden Eckel. And it's third down and 6 for the Tribe. 8:50 to go here in the first quarter. Roseburg trying to convert. Last week it was a struggle on third down for them. And coming into tonight's matchup, Roseburg this season converting just 19% of their third down tries. Set up with trips to the left side. Austin, White, and St. Clair out that direction. One target to the far side, that's Irvin. Looking to pass that way. They'll go with the bubble screen to Eckel. Uses his speed to get to the sideline, but he is tracked down with a short gain out there in coverage for North Medford. One of their defensive backs coming up to make the play. And that will be fourth down now for Roseburg. They gain nothing on the pass completion to Eckel. So fourth down and about 6. And a player getting sent off the field for North Medford. That is Easton Abbott. Making that stop was Matthew Grespma that made the tackle on Eckel. Roseburg's got the offense still out there trying to see if they can draw the North Medford defense off. The band's still playing for the Black Tornado. And the Roseburg offense stalling here. The hand is up, and they'll get the snap before the play clock runs out. Roseburg needing to get to the 48 will come up short. They get to the 45-yard line, and it'll be a turnover on downs. Running the ball was Wilder for 3 yards. And a turnover on downs for Roseburg. They tried to roll the dice early and didn't get the play they needed. With 8:13 to go here in the first quarter, North Medford will start once again on Roseburg's half of the field at the Roseburg 45. And now we will get our first look at the new quarterback for the Black Tornado. It'll be JT Knobloch Scott, a senior, 6 foot, 180, that'll hand the football off to Pugliano. Charging in to make the tackle is Brevin Harrison off the edge, gets into the backfield, makes the stop at the 44-yard line. Ty Pugliano, a 1-yard carry on his first of the night. Pugliano, a senior, 525 yards on the year, 5 touchdowns, averaging 5.3 yards per carry. 2nd down and 9 for the Black Tornado. Roseburg will try to see if they can stack the box against Pugliano, who tries to stretch it left side. He'll find enough of a seam, bounces it out to the far side. Taken down by Brogan Rackley, stays in bounds. The clock will continue to roll as Pugliano will move the chains down to the 30-yard line. He picks up 14. So Ty Pugliano, the senior for North Medford, probably going to be asked to do a lot of the carrying of the load here tonight, with Caden Lacey now out after the injury to start out the ball game. Scoreless so far here in the first quarter. Handoff. It goes to Pugliano again. He will get tripped up as he gets to the linebacker level, gets doubled over with a player around his ankles and another one pushing him over from the top. He takes it down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 2 on the ground. Last week, Pugliano, 134 yards on the ground against Grants Pass, scored twice. He had a touchdown in the second quarter that gave North Medford the lead, and they held it all the rest of the way against Grants Pass. Roseburg blitzing. Pugliano right up the middle will burst through. His speed will take him inside the 20. They're in the red zone for the Black Tornado, and I think they take it down to the 18-yard line, and that'll be a pickup of 10 for Pugliano, and it'll be another first down for the Black Tornado. North Medford moving the chains into the red zone for the first time tonight. Actually, that's not true. They were in the red zone on their first possession, turned it over. One target spread out wide to the right side. The tight end, Pugliano, A.J. Pugliano to the right. High snap pulled down by Knobloch Scott. Hands it off to Ty. Ty Pugliano inside the 15 down to the 13-yard line. And that's a pickup of 5 there. It has been all Ty Pugliano so far. He's got 5 carries besides the opening play by Lacey when he got tackled for a loss and went down with the injury. Other than that, it has been all Ty Pugliano. And the senior back waits in the huddle along with the rest of the Black Tornado. They will break the huddle, head up to the line. Kellen Tomey into the game, sets up as the H-back on the right side. Pugliano to the right of Knobloch Scott, who claps for the shotgun snap, gives it off. There is a play made in the middle. No penalty flag out. It looked like fighting through the middle. Jack Banna had a guy all over him, holding him, wouldn't let him go. Banna still finds a way to fight him off, and Jack makes the stop. Ty Pugliano dropped at the 15-yard line. That'll be a loss of 2 and a tackle for loss for Jack Banna. The sophomore in the middle, 6'1", 250, comes up with a nice play. Makes it 3rd down and long for North Medford. Make that second. No, it is 3rd down and 7. So a chance here for Roseburg to try and push him back and make him make a play on 4th down or kick it. Knobloch Scott fakes it. He's going to look to pass, gets it out into the flats. Rifles a strike, a sprint to the goal line and in. North Medford with the opening score. With the catch, Connor Cesaro, he will make the catch, and it's 6-0 North Medford. A 15-yard pass from Knobloch Scott to Cicero. And now the quarterback will kick the PAT as well. And it is 7-0 North Medford in front with 4:43 to go here in the first period. Let's take a 30-second timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Well, Roseburg had them where they wanted them defensively. 3rd down and long, and they couldn't get the stop as JT Knobloch Scott connects with Connor Cicero for the 15-yard touchdown. The kickoff away from Knobloch Scott. He's got the big boot and will once again send it out of the back of the end zone. For North Medford, it was a 7-play drive covering 45 yards, and it took about 3.5 minutes off the game clock. And then back out will come Roseburg's offense. On the season, JT Knobloch Scott, he was 10 of 17. He has thrown 2 interceptions. He's now thrown 2 touchdown passes. That is his line coming into tonight. He had 138 yards through the air in his limited time as the quarterback for North Medford prior to tonight. Roseburg at their own 20-yard line. First down play, give it off to Eckel, and just no blocking on the left side. It was all North Medford in the backfield to stop Eckel before he ever had a chance to get going. So North Medford pushes Roseburg back. They will be back to the 17-yard line. A loss of 3 for Eckel. And he just had nowhere to go. It was North Medford in the backfield before he even had much of a chance to collect the football in. Eckel will set up to the left of Jace Wilder. Roseburg goes with the tight end to the right. That's Jordan White back tonight after missing a game last week. Hand off to Eckel. He'll run right side, but they come in and close the gap quickly on him. And he will not gain much more than maybe a yard on that play. Cameron Nix, the sophomore linebacker, filling the gap and coming up to help make the stop. So Roseburg out to the 18-yard line. And they'll have 3rd down. 3rd down and about 12. Looking to pass on the left side. Now going to go downfield. That's Jordan White wide open, but Jace Wilder overthrows him. Jordan got loose beyond the defense, and if the pass is there, he has got the opportunity to go the distance, and unfortunately, just out of his reach. And Wilder just could not connect, so it looks like the punt unit will come out for Roseburg on a 3-and-out. A nice decision-making there by Wilder. Saw the opening as he was patient in the pocket with it collapsing around him. Nice job. He's just got to be more on target. Kick away from Michael. A good boot across the 50. That's where the return man Kelly will get it. Kelly in the middle of the field. Ball comes loose. Jumping on it. Roseburg's got it. It's Kyler Mills that comes up with the second fumble recovery for Roseburg. The Tribe comes away with the football again, and the defense has been the big boost for Roseburg. They've had 2 takeaways, and this time it was Nolan Kelly that was returning that football. He had a great return on the first punt return by North Medford. But this time he gets stripped, and Roseburg gets another takeaway. They'll have it with 3:08 to go, and they start out at their own 42. The ball on the outside looked like it got loose there for a minute. Still holding on to the football across the 50. Goes Caden Eckel. Roseburg start at their own 42. They get to the North Medford 49 as they're across the 50 for the first time tonight. That's a pickup of 9 on the ground. It'll be 2nd down and 1. Longest run and play of the night for Roseburg. St. Clair sets up to the left. Trips to the right side with White, Austin, and Irvin out there. In shotgun, Wilder calling for it. North looking like they're showing the blitz. They'll go and run into it. And on the left side, they pick the perfect play for Caden Eckel as he goes into the blitz, finds a seam, and he moves the chains for a Roseburg first down. Takes it to the North Medford 41. That's a pickup of 8 for Eckel. A run of 9, then a run of 8, and he's moving the chains. And it's going to be a night that's going to have a few issues apparently tonight. The chains broke. Well, they stretched them tight, and the chain came loose. And now they got to rotate them as well. There we go. They're going to flop them around here. A couple of high school guys down there running the chains, it looks like, for us tonight. There's somebody helping instruct them on how to properly do that. First down, Roseburg into North Medford territory. This North Medford front line, A.J. Pugliano, a junior, he's got interest from D1 colleges. I forgot to look, and I think we kind of talked about it on the drive down, but I'm not sure if he's committed to Oregon or just has an offer. Has an offer from Oregon. Trey Kennedy Coleman, Connor Trinka, and Easton Abbott up along that front line. Dangerous for North Medford. They will try to get in the backfield. Roseburg picks up some of the blockers and open up a hole for Jace Wilder inside the 40. Wilder will pick up decent yardage on first down. They spot the football in the middle of the field at the 37-yard line. That's a pickup of 4 for Wilder on the ground. It's been Wilder and Eckel running the football so far. Caden has 1 catch as well, but it didn't go for any yards. Wilder so far is 1 for 3 through the air. Irving, Austin, and White to the right. No tight end for Roseburg. North Medford showing a blitz. They'll send it. They're going to run up the middle. Eckel quick put a move to the right side. He put his foot in the ground and cut. Looked like he was going right up the middle, but the quick move, he jukes to the right side, gets into some space, and finds himself across the 30 and moving the chains for Roseburg. They take it down to the 29-yard line. That's a pickup of 8 for Eckel, and we're starting to see him move the football like we did last year. Down inside a minute to play here in the first quarter. 7-0 North Medford leading, but Roseburg moving the football. 2 first downs on this drive. They'll set up White as the tight end to the left of the formation. Eckel behind Wilder in shotgun. He calls out the defense. They are playing with 8 in the box as they send everybody, and it works. Eckel trapped in the backfield, gets slammed down. Coming up to make the stop once again is Cameron Nix, the sophomore linebacker, one of many black jerseys filling the gap and taking down Roseburg for a loss on first down. They go back to the 31-yard line, losing 2. Clock running down, under 10 seconds. Now 5 seconds to go, and Roseburg looks at the sideline. They know this first quarter is about to come to an end. At the end of 1, Roseburg moving the football, but they trail 7-0 against North Medford. We'll come back with our second quarter after this 60-second timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in our backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
12 minutes on the board as we start the second quarter. Roseburg moving the football, trailing 7-0. North Medford showing a blitz up the middle. Wilder gets a snap. The officials will stop the play before it starts, and it's a false start called against Roseburg. North Medford showing a lot of pressure up the middle, and it gets Roseburg to jump early. That is not the way they wanted to start the second quarter. That'll be the second penalty of the ball game for Roseburg. Puts them back at their own, or at the North Medford 36-yard line, a loss of 5. Second down and long, 16 yards to go. While they're looking to pass, goes on the quick slant route. The defender got there, no flag. No flag as the defender got there a bit early, ran right into Dane St. Clair, and the official looked initially from the far side like he might grab his flag, then he decides not to. It'll be an incomplete pass. 1 for 4 tonight for Jace Wilder. And now Roseburg will face third down. They've got to get the ball inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. They're back at the 36. 17 yards to try and go here. Trips to the right side for Wilder. Gets the shotgun snap. Steps up in the pocket as Pugliano comes in at him. Thought about throwing over the middle. Tucks it back in and just falls forward for a gain of 2. Maybe makes the right decision there. Does Wilder with the defense collapsing on him. Instead of trying to throw the ball and maybe turning it over, he hangs on and gives Roseburg maybe a shot at fourth down. They go to the 34. It was a pickup of 2. Wilder will run the play out there. Roseburg again has to get it to the 19. That's a 15-yard distance to make up on fourth down. They're kind of in no man land here at the North Medford 34. North playing back with their coverage, expecting the pass. Pugliano almost jumped the defensive end, and timeout called by Roseburg. Roseburg will use its first timeout here in the first half. They trail 7-0 with 11:01 to go here in the first period. Roseburg football tonight here on The Score, brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop, and by Good Vibration Solutions for home theater and automotive audio. You can feel it at Good Vibes. And don't forget, tonight's ball game is streaming live online at 541radio.com, sponsored by the Cow Creek Tribe. We appreciate their sponsorship of Roseburg football on the radio. Well, after the first quarter, North Medford was leading Roseburg 7-0. That is still the score here in the second quarter. Roseburg upset they didn't get a pass interference call on this drive. Now set up on fourth down and 15. Empty backfield for Wilder, looking to pass downfield. Has some time. The pressure comes. He'll get away as a penalty flag is out. He was going to be short of the first down anyways. He gets to the 24, but a penalty flag. Does North Medford decline it because they're going to get the football on a turnover on downs anyways? That would be my guess. It is a hold against Roseburg. Penalty is declined. It's a turnover on down. Roseburg runs the ball to the 24-yard line. It was a pickup of 10, and Wilder needed 15. And North Medford will get the football, 10:54 to go here in the first half. And North will start with the football on their own half of the field for the first time tonight. North Medford has scored on one possession, and they've fumbled the other times they've had the football tonight. Once on a punt return, and another time it was a fumble by the quarterback, Caden Lacey. He was injured on the play, went off the field on a stretcher, and his backup, JT Knobloch Scott, will be out there for his second series. Hands it off to Ty Pugliano. A lot of space up the middle. He gets hit from behind. It is Dylan Bradfield that comes in to help make the stop. And it's a run of a first down carry for Ty Pugliano as he takes it to the 34-yard line. That was a pickup of exactly 10 for Pugliano. North Medford will huddle up, maybe trying to slow down the pace a little bit here. Leading 7-0, trying to limit the offensive possessions for Roseburg and opportunities. 3-man front for the Tribe. 4 linebackers out there. High snap. Knobloch Scott rolling to his left. He'll throw as pressure comes, gets it away. Coming back to the football is A.J. Pugliano. Pugliano went deep, a comeback route, and Knobloch Scott put it right on target. Surprising play there. I thought he had fluttered that out there to no one in particular, but A.J. Pugliano comes back to the football, and that'll put North Medford into Roseburg territory. They take it down to the 38-yard line. So that is a 28-yard completion. Second of the night for Knobloch Scott, his second completion. First catch of the night for A.J. Pugliano. Handed off to Ty. Nearly lost the handle on it, and that's not Ty out there. Running right side. Breaking by everybody. A race to the sideline and into the end zone. It's a 38-yard touchdown run. If there's no laundry on the field, and I don't see any. In for the score for North Medford. It is, forgot to print out rosters, and he's not on my printed material. That was Kaloana Wailua. And he will take it in from 38 yards out, and it is now 13, make it 14-0, North Medford on top in the second period. We'll take a 30-second timeout on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Just a little more than 1 minute off the clock before North Medford is able to add to their lead. It was a 38-yard run for the score. The kickoff is away. This time we'll go to the 5-yard line, give Roseburg a chance to return it. It's Hodges that gets across the 15, stood up there. And Hodges will get out to the 18-yard line, a pickup of about 13 on the return. So running that one, Kilohana Wailua. He'll have his first rushing touchdown of the season on that breakaway run. Roseburg has the football. They spot it at the 18-yard line after the return. In shotgun is Wilder. Going to move a man in motion. Into the backfield goes Boston Williams. Turn and hand it to Eckel. He's met in the backfield. Tried to spin out of it. Will not get away. Goes to the 17-yard line, losing 1. Roseburg's had moments of positive momentum, but then they get stuck on plays like that where they get tackled in the backfield and cannot get away from that aggressive defensive front for North Medford. 8:57, the clock counting here in the second quarter. 14-0, North Medford in front. Roseburg facing second down and 11. Going to be a run over the left side. Stood up. It's the quarterback, a keeper for Wilder. He'll take it out to the 21-yard line. Pick up a 4. And Roseburg will face third down and about 7 to go here. Need to get the football to the 28-yard line. North Medford will set up with a 4-man front defensively. Roseburg spreads out 3 targets to the right side of the formation. Eckel to the right of Wilder, back there to help block. North showing some pressure from the linebackers. They will blitz. Pressure coming, get it out in the flats. Juggled, pulled in, and a tackle or a catch made and out of bounds. Boston Williams looked like he took a hard hit to the helmet, but he springs back up and will run back out to the huddle. A huge catch from Boston Williams. Shows some soft hands. He juggled that pass around a bit, but able to pull it in before he goes down and out of bounds. And they will spot the football at the 32-yard line. Make that a pickup of 11 through the air for Wilder to Williams. First down and 10 for the Tribe. 2 backs in the backfield. They'll give it to Boston Williams. Was going left, redirected, went back up the middle, got blindsided, hit by Jeremiah Robbins, the junior linebacker for North Medford, taking down Boston Williams after a gain of nothing. They take him right back to the 32-yard line. Boston Williams, the senior, getting a little bit more involved in the offense here tonight. Second down and 10 for the Tribe, at least not losing yardage on first down. That's been popular for him this evening and this season. Handed off, no keeper for Wilder. Tries to burst through on the outside. Does squeeze through a couple of tacklers. And Wilder's a big guy. Has a quarterback out there, listed at 6'1", 190. Could definitely play defensive end. He actually plays a defensive back position, but he's got the body of a defensive end. And he was able to just muscle his way through a few arm tackles, gets out to the 38-yard line, picking up 6. Makes it third down and manageable. They've got to get it to the 42. Needing 4 yards here, high snap. And it's going to be a keeper for Wilder. I don't know if it was designed that way. He needed some more, but he got stood up now. They've got some extracurriculars in the backfield, and a penalty flag is out. It looks like Kyler Mills, the senior, was tied up with Easton Abbott, another senior for North Medford. Penalty flags back at the 33-yard line. Roseburg was going to have 4th down and 2 if the play had stood. Actually make it 4th down and 1. Waiting for the call here. Abbott lost his helmet but came up clapping his hands like he felt like he had drawn a personal foul penalty. Coach Heiberger making a case from the sideline. Penalty flag is out, and it looks like it's going against Roseburg. Personal foul. And it'll be third down again for Roseburg. So the penalty wipes out what would have been about a 3-yard run for Roseburg. And instead of 15-yard penalty, backs him up to the 18-yard line. And so now it is third down and a mile. Ball's at the 18, got to get it to the 42. That is a 24-yard distance. While they're looking to pass, they're trying to set up the screen. It goes to Eckel, but they've got it covered, and Eckel is taken down at the line of scrimmage, will lose 1. That pass play, Roseburg's tried it and just has not been able to get the results they want out of it. And so it'll be 4th down and 25 now for Roseburg here in the second quarter, clock down to 5:20. Punt unit will come out. Last time Roseburg punted it away, the return man, Nolan Kelly, fumbled on the return. He sets up at the Roseburg 45-yard line, looking for a big boot here out of Michael. Gets a wobbly kick. It'll go across the 50. Takes a Roseburg bounce. It'll back up North Medford into their own territory at their own 40-yard line. So Roseburg will get a chance to flip the field, push North Medford back a little bit. They trail by 2 scores here in the second quarter with 4:56 to play before halftime. Tonight's Roseburg football game is brought to you by Abby's Legendary Pizza, a legendary pizza tradition. And by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. I think I heard Coach Heiberger trying to make the complaint to Athletic Director Ruth Bolin that the North Medford band continues to play while Roseburg's offense is on the field, and I didn't think that was allowed. And it appears that neither did the coaching staff for Roseburg. First down, a high snap to the backup quarterback, Knobloch Scott. He does hand it off to Pugliano coming to the near side. He stays on his feet, never pushed out of bounds, and he's going to go the distance. There is a penalty flag out in the backfield, so hold on a minute. It's back in the area of holding at the 38-yard line. That was behind the line of scrimmage. Roseburg, they had opportunities to try and tackle Ty Pugliano. Everyone tried to push him out of bounds, and he just stayed in bounds and tight-roped his way down the sideline for what would have been a 60-yard score, but it's coming back on a penalty on Medford. They'll put the penalty right back at the line of scrimmage, so they'll back him up from there, a 10-yard penalty. So Roseburg will get bailed out by the penalty flag there. North Medford goes back to their own 30. And they will face first down and 20. 4:44 to go here in the first half. 14-0. North Medford leading right now against Roseburg. Roseburg with 2 takeaways so far in this ball game. Nick Parrish has a fumble recovery. So does Kyler Mills. Parrish will set up as the outside linebacker on the left side. He'll send it. He's going to race, trying to get to Knobloch Scott, who fires it downfield, gets it to A.J. Pugliano. Penalty flag is out. Pugliano still on his feet. A.J. at the 50 gets taken down by Parrish from behind. And he will get into Roseburg territory at the 49-yard line. But the penalty flag out, we'll see what happens here. That penalty flag is at the 36-yard line at the moment. That's about 5 yards downfield for North Medford, and they're walking back like this one's coming back against them again. An illegal man downfield for North Medford, so they'll get backed up on the play, and the Black Tornado have had 2 big plays by Puglianos wiped out by that little yellow hanky. So they'll put the ball back at the 25-yard line now. It'll be a loss of 5 yards total because the penalty flag was 5 yards downfield, so they mark it off from there. It'll be back to the 25, and it's still first down. Got to get the ball to the 50, so it's 1st and 25. Roseburg trying to get the defensive stop. Up along that front line, Coleman. Yeah, one defensive end, Bradfield at the other, and Jack Banna in the middle. They push around Banna as they get some push up front. A lot of bodies there against him on that 3-man front. Bantha just trying to hold him up, and he was just getting barreled forward. But another penalty flag out, and it's another hold on North Medford. And this drive has been 3 straight penalties for the Black Tornado, and they just continue to move backwards. This is from the line of scrimmage. They'll move back another 10 yards. They started at their own 40. They've now got first down at their own 15. So that is now 1st and 35. I guess at least it's first down, right? 4:02 to play and now counting as the clock will wind down. Knobloch Scott has come in, the senior backup quarterback and kicker for North Medford. And he has looked very sharp as a backup to Caden Lacey, who went out with a serious injury in the first quarter on the first play for North Medford. Roseburg will play in some prevent defense here with 1st and long. Throw over the middle is way high for Knobloch Scott, intended for A.J. Pugliano. Incomplete. Pugliano has been the attention getter for Knobloch Scott. And I don't blame him for that one. This season, 18 catches coming into tonight for 214 yards and 2 scores for A.J. Pugliano. The big tight end listed at 6'4", 225. He's an easy target to try and find out there on the field, and the backup quarterback has been looking his direction a lot. Brevin Harrison will blitz, and they pick it up running on the left side of the offense. They get it to Ty Pugliano. He weaves his way out to the 40, still on his feet, finally ripped down by Tyler Reitman, who violently throws him down at the 43. Big pickup by Ty Pugliano will make it 3rd and manageable for North Medford. That was a pickup of 28 on the ground for Ty Pugliano. The ball is at the 43-yard line. They've got 7 yards to make the first down. Under 3 minutes to play in the first half. North Medford gets the ball to start the second half. Their front line, big up there, 240, 315, 290, 300, 240. They're trying to block the way for a first down carry here. Pass out into the far side. It's caught. Sprint to the sideline will be good. And a penalty flag out from the near side. Out there in coverage for Roseburg was Brogan Rackley. And it looked like he had a defender all over him trying to keep him away from the ball carrier. I want to say, yeah, that was Antonio Martinez on the catch. It's a block in the back against North Medford. The flag was at the 47 or 48, Roseburg's half of the field, so they'll get credit for the first down, but the ball will back into North Medford territory. So Knobloch Scott to Martinez. That was a completion of 9 yards. But then the penalty backs him up, and North Medford will have the football at their own 42. 4th penalty on this drive for North Medford. Time just continues to wear off. Under 2:20 to play. Roseburg showing blitz. They will send it. It's picked up. Knobloch Scott will take off and run after a couple of pump fakes. He puts a juke on. He's to the 40 on Roseburg's half. He misses another defender, makes a move back to the numbers, and gets taken down hard by Landon Hodges at the 34-yard line. A huge run for Knobloch Scott. So that was a 24-yard run by the quarterback, Knobloch Scott. Moves the chains and sets up North Medford in Roseburg territory. Knobloch Scott just continued to dodge tacklers. Stayed on his feet and kept making the play. He will fake the handoff to Ty Pugliano, looking to pass over the middle. Has a man there. It's caught. Byron Irvin trying to make the tackle before the end zone. Will not be able to do so. Cesaro is in for his 2nd touchdown of the night. It's 20-0 North Medford. This one comes from 34 yards out. 2nd touchdown for Knobloch Scott. And he will now put the PAT up and through. And it is 21-0 North Medford with 1:35 to go in the first half. We'll take a quick 30-second break, and we will come back to finish out the first half of tonight's ball game on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
From a hot tin shed, Paul W. Klipsch, genius and maverick, designed and hand-built his first commercial loudspeaker with the intention of bringing live music right into your living room. Today, we still make them like we used to, by hand, with passion, with pride. Klipsch Heritage Loudspeakers.
Give Klipsch Heritage speakers a listen at Good Vibrations, top of the hill, Northeast Stevens in Roseburg.
North Medford into the end zone for a 3rd time here in the first half before the kickoff. Let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Roseburg football on the Score. Kickoff away by Knobloch Scott into the end zone for a touchback. Roseburg will have it at their own 20. They've done a decent job of moving the ball a little bit more than we've seen the last couple of weeks here tonight, but they have not been able to finish it off with points. They end up just having a play here or there that derails a positive momentum drive for the Tribe. They'll try to finish off this first half if they can with some points on the board. They'll set up with trips to the right. North Medford really pressing at the line, looking to pass. Wilder, pressure up the middle, sidesteps a defender, throws as he's hit, and will not find a receiver. Nobody really in the vicinity, and I was waiting to see maybe an official throw a flag, but they will not. There is a man down for North Medford. Football game started with an injury for North Medford. Their quarterback, Caden Lacey, went down with a serious injury, was carted off on a stretcher, taken off in an ambulance, and we do wish him the best and hopefully will be okay in the long run. The player down right now is Jeremiah Robbins, the junior linebacker. For those Roseburg fans in that area, yes, he does have the same name as former Doc Stewart's baseball coach and current UCC baseball coach, Jeremiah Robbins. It's his nephew, so just to clean up any confusion there, if you were wondering. We bring that up a lot during baseball season when Jeremiah plays for North Medford on the baseball field. The younger nephew, Jeremiah. He gets helped off the field, but walking mostly under his own power. It is 2nd down and 10 after the incompletion by Roseburg. 1:27 to go. Here in the first half, Eckel will be in the backfield with Wilder. The two are talking. Spread out to the right side is Irvin, Austin, and White. One man alone to the left side. That is St. Clair. Clock is ticking, actually not ticking on the incompletion. Looking to pass. Pump fake, now will throw anyways into the hands of Austin, but knocked away at the last minute. Had a defender right on his back. Austin almost got that one, but I think either it was knocked away, couldn't see, they were screening us out on the play. It was either knocked away or the hand in front of Caden Austin distracted him enough to where he couldn't get his hands on it, and it bounced off his chest plate. Incompletion stops it with 1:21 to go here in the first half, and Roseburg facing 3rd down and 10. They've moved the chains a couple of times here tonight in the first half. Trying to come up with a big play to do it here. Safety playing way up for North Medford. Now we'll drop back a bit. That is Ty Pugliano, and a timeout is taken by Roseburg. We'll keep it right here after the timeout by the Tribe. They will be facing 3rd down and 10. Tonight's ball game is brought to you by Flyaway Travel. You can contact their travel experts for your travel plans, located at 1445 West Harvard Avenue, or give them a call at 672-5701. Tonight's game also sponsored by Evergreen Family Medicine, serving residents of Roseburg and Myrtle Creek with 40 providers and adding coverage in Sutherland by April of 2023. And we also want to say thanks to Tim's Appliance and Mattress at the corner of Lane and South Stevens in Roseburg. 0% financing is always available. Stick around for the halftime show, where we will recap the first half of tonight's ball game, and we'll try to get you some scores from other games going on around the Umpqua Basin tonight. If you've got scores from games that you know of for local teams, let us know. We'd love to report those coming up during our halftime show. 3rd down and 10 out of the timeout for the Tribe. 2 targets to the left side. Tight end is to the right of the formation. They move Boston Williams into the backfield. Hand it off to Caden Eckel, and North Medford is there. North Medford makes the stop as they were expecting the run, it appears. They were looking for it, not caught off guard on 3rd down and long. And Roseburg will get the clock moving, but they lose 1 yard on the run to the 19. So now Roseburg 4th down and 11. We'll get ready to try and punt it away. It'll be Nolan Kelly deep to return. He'll set up at the 50, and a timeout taken before the punt by North Medford. Although North Medford doesn't seem to be aware that they took the timeout. None of their players heading to the bench. We'll have a quick timeout here with 1:13 to go. North Medford, an opportunity to try and get the ball back, maybe see if they can get into Roseburg territory again and try and sneak in one last score before the break. They'll get the ball to start the second half again as well. And so Roseburg trying to do what they can to, I think they ran that ball, looking to try and get the clock moving to try and waste some time off here in the first half. And North Medford with the timeout will stop it and give them at least about a minute to go before this first half wraps up. And the ball in their hands. Roseburg will be punting from inside its own 20-yard line. Roseburg football streaming online at 541radio.com. You can also check it out on our YouTube channel, 1490 The Score. Subscribe and follow Roseburg High Sports throughout the year. We'll be broadcasting basketball coming up during the winter sports season and baseball coming up during the spring. So tune in for that. Follow the station for Roseburg sports all throughout the school year. All right, 4th down and 11. Looking to punt away is Jacob Michael. Good snap to him. Will get the kick away. A nice big boot. High kick back to the 49. Across the 50 goes Kelly, and he will get taken down at the 40. Coming in to make the stop is Brevin Harrison. And Roseburg will be on defense trying to defend 40 yards as North Medford has it with 1:04 to go here in the first half. North Medford starting on Roseburg's half of the field yet again at the Roseburg 40. They'll start the play clock on North Medford. They're slow to get out there on the field, talking over the play call as they run on out. It is the senior JT Knobloch Scott who has come in for the starter, Caden Lacey, who went out with an injury on the first play for the Black Tornado. And Knobloch Scott has looked good. He rolls to his right looking downfield, will throw, but it's short. One hops up into the waist of A.J. Pugliano. Incomplete, stops the clock with 1 minute exactly to go in this first half. Yeah, Knobloch Scott has looked good. He is now 4 of 6 through the air. He has been serving mainly as the kicker for North Medford, but did have some passing attempts coming into tonight. Looking to throw here, looks right back to his left, rifles one to the sideline, but it's out of the reach for the intended target out there. I believe that is Martinez. Yeah, that's Antonio Martinez. Already has one catch tonight. They'll run the play out here. Clock is stopped with 55.8 seconds to go before the halftime break. And North Medford facing 3rd down and 10. 4-down territory for him here. Scott claps his hands. High snap, has to pull it down, gets it to Pugliano up the middle. He slips through tackles, still on his feet. Landon Hodges will get drug a couple of yards as he jumped on the back of Ty Pugliano, slowed him down enough. He goes to the 32-yard line. That is a pickup of 8. It won't be enough to move the chains. It'll be 4th down and 2 for North Medford, and the clock is running down to 28 seconds to go. I believe North has 2 timeouts left to go in this first half. They haven't used one here. Snap, give it to Pugliano again, running right side. He splits through the defense, bursts into the secondary, inside the 20, gets it to the 19, and North might take their timeout now. Clock stopped with 16 seconds to go. The run moves the chains on 4th down to the 19-yard line, and there is a timeout taken down on the field. That is a pickup of 13 for Ty Pugliano. He just burst right through the secondary. Kind of was taking his time right as he weaved his way through the line. The trenches couldn't get a hand on him. Then once he found a seam, boom, he was gone. And was able to get to the second level and drags tacklers down to the 19. Into the red zone for North Medford with 16 seconds to go. They may have a couple of passing shots to the end zone to see if they can add another score before the break. Tonight's Roseburg football game brought to you by B&D Meats, located down in Winston. I like their new commercial. You can buy more than just one meat, but if that's what you'd like, you can do that as well. Hadn't heard that one before, or at least not in a while. We'll have score updates coming for you at halftime. We've gotten a couple of scores reported to us from other games in the area. Again, if you'd like to help us out with any score updates, reach out to us on the 541 Radio app, or you can hit us up on Twitter as well. It's an easy place to send us score updates. Search KSKR The Score. All right, first down and 10 from the 19 with 16 seconds to go. Looking to pass. Knobloch Scott in the pocket, rolls out to his left, still looking downfield, hucks it to the end zone, and his throw is short, intended for A.J. Pugliano. 9.2 seconds to go on the clock. That wore off 6.8 seconds. North Medford huddles up with the clock stopped after the incompletion. Ty Pugliano will set up to the left of Knobloch Scott. A.J. Pugliano in the slot to the left side, looking that way. Now going back to the right, fade route to the end zone. Did he make the catch? He hung on. Touchdown, North Medford. A fade route to the far side. And hauling that one in for North Medford is DeAndre Card. Card will have the touchdown from 19 yards, and North Medford will make it 27-0. The PAT will make it 28-0. 3 seconds to go in the ball game. And North Medford adding points before the break. We'll keep it right here. Finish out this first half with you. Well, they've all been decent distance on the passes for Knobloch Scott. As he is hit from 19 yards, from 34, and from 15 yards. So he's coming in and filling in admirably for the starting quarterback who went down for North Medford. And over 105 yards passing tonight for JT Knobloch Scott. He's also kicked all the extra points. There are 3 seconds left to go in the first half. Waiting on the kickoff here by North Medford. Kickoff is away. They'll go with a squib kick, taken at the 25. That is Boston Williams. He's still on his feet. The horn sounds, and he will take it out past the 40 to the 43-yard line, and that is where the first half will come to an end. At the end of the first half, it is all North Medford, 28-0. And we'll come back with the halftime show after this 2-minute timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Copy.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be, handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Welcome everybody back to Spiegelberg Stadium, where tonight North Medford, with their backup quarterback leading the way, is leading Roseburg 28-0. First play of the game, we got to, as we recap the first half of tonight's ball game, got to at least address it. It was Caden Lacey, the senior quarterback transfer from Eagle Point, was hit as he was rolling out to his left, tried to escape the defense, and just was unable to do so. He got hit by Nick Parrish and maybe a couple others, went down awkwardly, lost the football in the process, and Nick Parrish did recover it. Roseburg got the takeaway, but down on the field was Caden Lacey, and the senior did not get up right away. Didn't get up at all, in fact, and the medical team rushed out there quickly to attend to him, and they knew immediately that it was serious. They started taking all the precautions, and the ambulance came and took him off on a stretcher. We wish the best for that young man. Hopefully he is doing well as he's getting evaluated for his injuries here tonight. But that brought in JT Knobloch-Scott, and that young man has been a good backup for Caden Lacey. He has done a nice job. He has completed 5 of 8 passes. He's thrown for 2 touchdowns, and he's helped lead North Medford to the big 28-0 lead at halftime. Taking a look at the scoring recap in the first half, North Medford would get the lead 7-0. It came with 4:43 to go in the first quarter. It was Knobloch-Scott connecting with junior Connor Cesaro. That came from 15 yards out for the score. The kick was good by Knobloch-Scott, made it 7-0. That was your score at the end of the first quarter. In the second quarter, North Medford would get a 38-yard touchdown run by Kilohana Wailehoa. And hopefully I am doing that one all right there. That young man scores his first touchdown of the season, and he had only had 3 carries coming into tonight. He's now got 50 yards on the season with that carry of 38 yards for a score. The kick was good. It was 14-0 with 9:36 to go in the second quarter. Roseburg would actually drive out towards midfield, got it out near the 40, but a personal foul penalty backed them all the way up inside their 20-yard line, and that stalled out their next drive. North Medford, they would have a drive filled with penalties. They got backed up. They started at their own 40, got backed up all the way to their own 15, but a couple of big plays, and not too far later, they were into the end zone from 34 yards out. Knobloch-Scott connecting with Cesaro for the second time, and it was 21-0. North Medford in front with 1:35 to play in the first half. Roseburg went 3 and out on their next possession. 2 incomplete passes kept the time from running off the clock. That gave North Medford enough time to score again. They were up against it after 2 incompletions facing third down, and they got it down to 3rd down and 2, but they were then able to convert on a big run by Ty Pugliano, got him inside the red zone, and they would score 2 plays later. This time a pass to another new man, DeAndre Card, gets the fade route in the back of the end zone. His first catch and touchdown of the season, and that makes it 28-0 here in the first half for North Medford. The Black Tornado will get the ball to start the second half. We're going to go ahead and take a 2-minute break. When we come back, we'll look at individual scoring from the first half. And Carter Stedman will be joining us here at halftime to give us some scores from other games going on around the Umpqua Basin. Again, if you've got any scores to report, let us know on the 541 Radio app, or you can tweet at us at KSKR The Score on Twitter. We'll take the 2-minute timeout and be back after this on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
Remember the good old days when you didn't have to make an appointment or wait in line for an hour just to talk to your teller, when businesses were local and gave back to the community. At Cascade Community Credit Union, there are some things will never change. We're the only credit union or bank headquartered in Douglas County, and making our members a priority has always been our priority. For easy and simplified banking, visit CCCU. No appointment, just come on in.
Back here at the halftime break, Joey Kieran along with you, and along with me is Carter Stedman, the senior from Roseburg High School, our fall intern. Back in the studio running the radio production for us tonight, Grady Hamilton, also a senior at Roseburg High School, by the way. We've got a great crew with us here tonight, and we'll hear from Carter in just a moment with some score updates from the games that we are hearing reports on here tonight. Let's take a look at stats, though, from the first half real quick here. JT Knobloch-Scott for North Medford. I've got him down for 5 for 8 through the air, 105 yards, 2 touchdown passes. He has got 2 passes to, I think that's 3 touchdown passes. There we go. I forgot to mark one of them there. So there we go. 3 touchdown passes. 2 of them go to Connor Cesaro. He has got 2 catches for 49 yards in the 2 scores. AJ Pugliano, 1 catch, 28 yards. You've got Martinez, a catch for 9, and Card, 1 touchdown catch for 19 yards. On the ground, Ty Pugliano has got 10 carries for 89 yards on the night. And then you've got Kilo Wele Hua with the 38-yard touchdown run for North Medford. On the other side for Roseburg, right now looking 3 of 8 through the air for Jace Wilder for 10 yards total. On the ground, Caden Eckel, 10 carries for 27 yards. Jace Wilder, 8 carries for 28 yards. And the one catch that goes for positive yardage, that went to Boston Williams. He had a catch, juggled it around, made a great play, a catch of 11 yards for Roseburg. That's a look at first half statistics from tonight's ball game. We welcome into the broadcast once again Carter Stedman, who's got a look at our Friday night scoreboard. Carter?
Thanks, Joey. Looking at games across the conference in the 6A Special District 1, North Salem is up 14-12 on Grants Pass at the half, and Sheldon is up big time on South Medford, up in Eugene, 42-0, also at the half. Looking down at the 2A Special District 3, Oakland is up big, 42-0 on Bandon Pacific at halftime. Looking down at 1A 8-man, number 2 ranked Lost River is up 42-0 on the road at number 10 ranked Camas. And then looking at earlier today in the 1A 6-man Special District 2, number 8 ranked Elkton won 48-0 over Riddle.
And other games that we don't have scores tonight, why don't you run through some of those other matchups that we've got going on here tonight, Carter?
Alrighty, looking at 3A, Special District number 3, St. Mary's is taking on Douglas at 7 p.m. down in Winston. Number 3 ranked South Umpqua took a trip to the coast to take on Brookings Harbor. That's a long bus ride there. Sutherland is at home taking on North Valley, hoping to get back on the right track. Looking back down at 2A, North Douglas / Yoncalla is at Illinois Valley tonight. We talked with North Douglas defensive end Ray Gerard earlier in the broadcast. Glide is on the road at Reedsport, hoping to get their first win of the season, I do believe. And that will wrap it up.
Yeah, that Glide team, Reedsport looking for their first win tonight. Glide is they are looking for their second win, winning in their opening week, but it's been a struggle for them the last couple of weeks, looking to try and get in the win column once again this season. It's a good slate of games tonight, some big scores there, and we'll be looking at what's going on around. There might be a lot of finals by the time we wrap up. We had that 25-minute delay in the first quarter because of the injury, and so we'll be running a little bit behind everybody else, which means we might have some scores to update you coming up in the post-game show. Don't forget to stick around for the post-game show when we will recap tonight's contest, and we will name our Mountain Mike's Pizza player of the game. Mountain Mike's Pizza, the way it ought to be. We will go ahead and take our final 60-second break. When we come back, we'll start getting you ready for the second half of tonight's ball game. Roseburg and North Medford squaring off from Spiegelberg Stadium, the first of 2 trips down south for the Tribe. Back after this break on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Roseburg football tonight on the Score. It's brought to you by Roseburg Honda. Buying a car can be a hassle, but at Roseburg Honda, it's different. Customer satisfaction is their highest priority. Visit Roseburg Honda, where they treat you like family because they are family. And by Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or call them at 541-459-1545. Did just get another score reported to us from tonight's action. In the third quarter, St. Mary's and Douglas tied at 6. Now that's a good score there. Douglas looking to try and get back in the win column after a disappointing loss last week against Lakeview. And St. Mary's is no slouch of a team, and Douglas holding their own against the Crusaders in that matchup. That's good there for the Trojans. They're rebuilding that program and trying to get them in the postseason. A win tonight definitely puts them in that conversation in the 3A postseason picture. As we get ready to start the second half, Roseburg will be kicking away to North Medford. And so we'll be waiting on that as the teams come out and get ready and warming up. Coming up tomorrow, don't forget we've got football on the radio for you. Here on the Score, tune in as the Oregon State Beavers have the late one tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. They take on Stanford down on the farm. Pregame coverage will start at 6 o'clock here on the Score tomorrow. Also, starting at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, pregame for Oregon Duck football as the Ducks head to the desert to take on Arizona. Kickoff at 6 o'clock on News Radio 93.9 FM and 1240 KQEN. Carter Stedman with me here, big Husky fan, wearing his purple W tonight. Who do the Huskies got tomorrow? They got to bounce back after that loss last Friday night.
Yeah, they go down to the desert to take on Arizona State.
That's right, yep.
Forks down.
Should have known that. Should have known that. Talked about it this afternoon on the Umpqua Basin Tailgate Show, but you get into game broadcasting and I forget everything that I've even learned at some point throughout the year. Big matchup there. That should be a W for the Huskies.
Yeah,
for your Huskies
I hope
there.
so.
Beavers hoping that they should get a win on the road at Stanford. They need a bounce back after a couple of tough losses. Now 3-2 on the season, but they've been a good team. They just got to clean up the turnovers, and we'll see how the injury to Chance Nolan affects things for the Beavers. And then the Ducks, they've been rolling since the loss to Georgia, and they take their number 12 ranking down to the desert, where weird things have happened down at Arizona for Oregon. Arizona has won 3 out of the last 5 meetings in Arizona, at Arizona. And the Wildcats, those 3 wins have all come against ranked Oregon teams. So Ducks, look out. Last time they won down there was 2011. So that is not a great spot for Oregon and Oregon fans. We're looking forward to those college football games coming up tomorrow. Tune in on the radio for those. And then don't forget, coming up on Sunday, it is an NFL quadruple header. We get 4 games on Sunday, starting with the London game. Coverage starts at 6 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, and then kickoff at 6:30. That just kicks it off. We've got that. Then you've got your regular morning game just after 10 o'clock, your afternoon game just after 1, and then, of course, Sunday night football as well. That's why we do Football Fridays. It's kicking off a week full of football action. We're excited about it. We're getting ready for the second half of tonight's ball game. Third quarter coming up here. We will get things underway with Roseburg kicking left to right on your radio dial. It will be North Medford getting the football to start the second half. Roseburg will send Jacob Michael out to kick. Michael he's got a big boot. He's just a youngster out there. Sophomore. Was averaging tonight coming into the matchup 27.8 yards per punt. That's net yardage. He does have a field goal on the season from 27 yards out. That was the first points of the year for Roseburg. 12 minutes on the board. Kick away. They go with a little pooch kick. Lands in no man land, and hopping on it is North Medford for the Black Tornado, covering that little pooch kick. That'll be Greipsma that gets on top of that one. So North Medford will have the ball out near midfield. Roseburg trying to pull out all the stops, see if they can get some sort of action to roll, get the ball to bounce their direction at some point. 38-yard line is where North Medford will have the football. Their offense comes out. The senior J.T. Knobloch Scott will head out there behind center and shotgun with Ty Pugliano to his right. They'll give it to him. Running the football, weaving through traffic, hit from behind. Tyler Reitman. Haven't called his name a lot tonight. Reitman last week had a big week for Roseburg. And he comes up with the tackle out at the 41-yard line there, a pickup of 3, but a man down on the field for Roseburg. That is Dylan Bradfield, the junior. He's down. Might have had the wind knocked out of him a little bit, it looks like. It's kind of the way he's reacting there. We'll get up, and he'll make his way off the field. Do think he has to exit for one play. There he goes. For Roseburg, they'll bring in Ben Boyce. That'll get a chance to fill in on the defensive line, a senior. 3-man front for the Tribe. Nick Parrish standing up on the left end as a linebacker. They will start the clock. 11:45 to go in the third. Go the end around for A.J. Pugliano. He gets hit by Parrish, comes flying out of nowhere, sticks a shoulder into the side of A.J. Pugliano. Close to the first down carry. They will move the chains as he takes it out to the 48-yard line. Pickup of 7 on the carry by A.J. Pugliano. First down, North Medford. 2 plays into the second half. They're out at the 48, their own half of the field. Martinez spread out to the near side. 2 targets to the far side. Handed off to Ty Pugliano. They run left side over the line. Slips a tackle by Hodges. Slips one by Irvin. Harrison wraps him up. And Ty Pugliano takes it down to the 25. A penalty flag is out back near the line of scrimmage. This one possibly coming back. They'll put it right at the 50-yard line. Penalties have definitely been a bugaboo for North Medford tonight. It is a hold against the Black Tornado. So the play will come back. They'll count it off from the 50-yard line. So they gain 2 but lose 10. The North penalty will move them back to their own 40-yard line. It'll be first down and 18. As they lose 8 on that play. Back into the game goes Bradfield. As mentioned, I thought it was maybe just got the wind knocked out of him type of play. Might have landed on his arm or something as he came down with a tackle. They will get it to Pugliano again, weaving through the left side, gets stood up, coming in. Hodges will finish him off. Reitman stood him up. Hodges brings him down, and A.J. Pugliano not able to gain much, just about 2 yards out to the 42-yard line. And it was a forward pitch, so that's going to be a pass. I'm going to say I missed it on the previous one, but I'm going to guess that they did that the last time too. So a couple of receptions technically for A.J. Pugliano. They'll set up with Pugliano to the right side of the line. That's A.J. Ty in the backfield. No, that's not Ty. They'll pass it out to the far side. It's caught using speed to the sideline into Roseburg territory. Knocked out of bounds on the far side at the 43-yard line. And that's going to be close, but not quite enough to move the chains, it looks like. The catch out that direction was DeAndre Card again. Not cardigan like a sweater, but Card with the catch again. And he takes it to the 43. I'm probably the only one that thought about that direction. So Card with a 15-yard catch. They will hand it off on the run to try and move the chains on 3rd down and a yard. And this time it was Wailua with the carry that should move the chains. Takes it down to the 40, picks up 3, and it is a first down. Wailua moves the chains, first down. First and 10 from the 40 for the Black Tornado, leading 28-0 with 9:35 to go here in the third quarter. 2 targets spread to the left side of the field. In the slot is Cesaro. Hand off to Wailua. He's going to burst up the middle. Roseburg chasing from behind. They'll bring him down at the 20. And that burst of speed has just been killing Roseburg. They are playing catch-up against these speedy backs for North Medford. Down to the 20-yard line. That was a pickup of 20 for Wailua. Knobloch Scott will run out to the huddle as they wait for the play call. Clock ticking down with 9 minutes to go. A touchdown here would take us to a running clock pending the extra point. Tomey, the tight end, will set up on the left side of the line. They'll hand it off out of the backfield running left side. A new man with the ball carry. Jace Wilder getting the arms around him first. Stands him up inside the 15 down to the 3-yard line. That's Jeremiah Robbins running the football. So they will take that one down to the 13-yard line. That's a pickup of 7 for Robbins, his first carry of the night. Robbins will stay in the game for North Medford. Sets up offset behind quarterback Knobloch Scott by a yard. They'll hand it off to him, running left side, stutter step back to the middle, up the hash marks, down to the 5-yard line for Robbins. The football must have come out at the end, but they'll call him down. Robbins taken to the 5-yard line. He'll pick up 8 on that one, And he'll set up first down and goal. First and goal from the 5 for the Black Tornado. Tomey will come out of the game. Splits time at that tight end position with A.J. Pugliano. Pugliano will spread out more as a wide receiver, a lone target on the left side. Trips to the right side, wide side of the field for North Medford. They look to Pugliano in the end zone. A jump ball. Who comes up with it? Pugliano rips it away from the Roseburg defender, and they'll get credit for the touchdown. In coverage was Byron Irving, giving up some inches on the height meter. And Pugliano and Irving coming down to the turf, both fighting for the football. And it's the junior A.J. Pugliano that'll get credit for the catch. 5-yard touchdown pass for Pugliano, his first of the evening. And the PAT is good. And North Medford will get to a 35-0 lead on the first drive of the second half. And it comes with 7:36 to go in the period. We'll take a 60-second break. When we come back, Roseburg getting the ball for the first time in the second half on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Remember the good old days? When you didn't have to make an appointment or wait in line for an hour just to talk to your teller. When businesses were local and gave back to the community. At Cascade Community Credit Union, there are some things will never change. We're the only credit union or bank headquartered in Douglas County, and making our members a priority has always been our priority. For easy and simplified banking, visit CCCU. No appointment, just come on in.
.36 to go in the ball game. North Medford starts off the second half with a touchdown on a battle on the jump ball to the end zone. Kickoff away by Knobloch Scott, goes into the end zone. Touchback, Roseburg will have it at their own 20. Well, 35-0 your score. The clock has started to run again for Roseburg. This is, I want to say, the fourth time this season that we've had a running clock in the second half. Roseburg will have the football. And they will bring the offense out at the 20-yard line. Trying to get on the board here in the second half against the Black Tornado. It's Jace Wilder at quarterback. Started there. He's been out there for every snap at the position tonight. Motions Boston Williams into the backfield. Caden Eckel behind Wilder. Going to run the option to the left. Pitch it to Eckel. Eckel will not escape. Pressure in the backfield. And North Medford had the option covered up as they had everybody accounted for. That's always the key when it comes to the option, is you got to play disciplined football, and North Medford did so. Tackle for loss back to the 17-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 13 for the Tribe. Wilder checks his wristband with Eckel behind him. Trips to the left side. Pressure, looks like they're going to send it. They do blitz, get a cross motion, going deep downfield, and there comes the penalty flag. Nolan Kelly, got 2 penalty flags that come out on that one. Nolan Kelly was in coverage. He shoved over the intended receiver. I think it was Boston Williams, as Williams tried to fight back to the football, and it got shoved over in the process. Pass interference against North Medford. It'll be first down Roseburg. We'll see where they spot it here. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Goes out to the 32-yard line. So Roseburg will get the benefit of the penalty flag there. Williams and Irvin will spread to the right side. 2 targets over there. Tight end to the left side of the formation. That is Jordan White tonight filling in for Caden Luther. Fake the handoff, looking to throw, pressure in the backfield, and Wilder gets taken down. Nowhere to go. In there for the sack, Martinez and Abbott. Easton, Abbott, and Martinez both getting into the backfield for the sack. That takes down Jace Wilder. Goes back to the 24-yard line. That will be a loss of 8. Clock under 5 minutes to play here in the third quarter. With that running clock, it stopped momentarily for the penalty against North Medford. Eckel to the right. North Medford, again, they've been just playing up in the box all night. Looking to pass again, going deep downfield, the seam route down the sideline. Oh, great play at the last minute by Kelly. Got his hand just in the way of Boston Williams, who almost came up with another juggling catch. Great route run by Williams. He got behind the defense, but great recovery by Kelly to get a hand in at the last second and knock that ball away. It's a beautiful ball as well by Jace Wilder. Just a great defensive play down the field by Nolan Kelly. The incompletion will make it 3rd down and 18 for Roseburg. Trailing 35-0 here in the third quarter against North Medford. They'll spread them out. Irvin alone to the right side. Robbins, the middle linebacker, showing right over the center. He will blitz. Coleman picks him up. Wilder's going to sprint up the middle. He gets to the 35, cuts around a defender up the hash mark. Will take it out to the 38-yard line, I think is where they'll spot him. That is a pickup of 14 by Jace Wilder. It's not enough for the first down. They needed 4 more yards, but it could make it 4th down and manageable. Jacob Michael, though, will come out. The punter will take over and looking to kick this one away. Kelly will go deep to return. They are telling them to watch the fake. Roseburg's got nothing to lose here. Wilder is one of the upbacks. They will snap it to the punter, and Michael will get a kick away towards the sideline. It bounces out at the 35-yard line is where they will spot that one out of bounds. So Roseburg does kick it away. They'll put North Medford back on their half of the 50. North will get the ball with 2:42 to go here in the third quarter, starting out at their own 35-yard line. Roseburg football tonight, streaming online at 541radio.com, sponsored by the Cow Creek Tribe. And tonight's game also brought to you by Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or call them at 541-459-1545. Tonight's game also brought to you by Chuck Swarm and Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? North Medford out there. Claps by the quarterback, Knobloch. Scott turns and hands it off. It's Jeremiah Robbins running, tackled. In on the stop is Williams and Harrison. But they get it out to the 45-yard line. 10-yard carry by Robbins. Moves the chains on the first play. Under 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. North will take their time. They will break the huddle now. Martinez spread out to the left side. Pugliano at the end of the line, blocking. They'll pass to the far side. It's caught by Card. He makes a man miss. And a block is going to get Jeremiah Robbins for a penalty. A block against a defenseless player. It was Boston Williams who gets leveled with the blindside block. And so Robbins will get the penalty, and it will negate the big play by Card and back up North Medford. Penalty was at the 47-yard line, so they'll count it off from there. So they will back it to the 37, just a 10-yard penalty for the block in the back, or blindside block, I guess. With the running clock, though, we are down under a minute to go in the third quarter, 35-0. Right now, North Medford leading. 2 targets spread to the left for Knobloch Scott. Handed off to Waialua. He is caught from behind by Nick Parrish, who started on the right side of the defense, ran in through the backfield, looped all the way to the far side of the field, and tracked down the ball carrier from behind. Waialua will carry it out to the 50-yard line is where they put him, a pickup of 13 on the ground. And so that'll make it 2nd down and 5. And the third quarter is about to come to an end. North Medford doesn't need to run another play, and it doesn't look like they will. They get 1 touchdown in the third quarter to make it a running clock. They lead 35-0. We come back with the fourth quarter after this 60-second timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Come back to start the fourth quarter. North Medford with the football, facing 2nd down and 5. Leading this one 35-0. North Medford will hand it off. It is Waialua running again. He has the first down and a little bit extra. Taken down by Caden Eckel, who's come into the game defensively a couple of times tonight. He makes the stop at the 35-yard line. That's a pickup of 15. Let's go and pause real quick for station identification. This is Roseburg football on the Score. Roseburg defensively. Parker up on that front line. Parrish now moves to that right end position as the outside linebacker. He will blitz in, and he will make the tackle in the backfield. Nearly knocked that ball out of the hands of Jeremiah Robbins, who will pick up 1 on the play to the 34. And I've been very impressed with Nick Parrish tonight. He's been a little bit of everywhere this evening. Jack Banna in there. So is Ben Boyce. We saw him earlier, and he gets a chance to get back out there. Brevin Harrison, Nick Parrish, Tyler Reitman, Boston Williams, Byron Irvin, Landon Hodges, Caden Eckel back there playing a safety position. Brogan Rackley on the far side is a defensive back. Your Roseburg defense. 2 targets to the left side for Knobloch Scott, the quarterback for North Medford. Tomian is the tight end on the left side. They'll pass out to the far side to A.J. Pugliano. Eckel trying to make the tackle, couldn't get him. Now Eckel will track him down from the backside, makes the stop as A.J. Pugliano goes inside the 15. He will take it to the 14-yard line, a pickup of 20 on the pass completion. So a 20-yard pickup. North Medford with first down and 10 from the 14. Tomey will set up to the right side as the tight end. Running left side is Robbins, has a defender on his back, and coming in to help make the stick was Reitman as Harrison slowed him up, pulling on the jersey held up Robbins, and Reitman came in with a shoulder to the chest, knocked him over, and they take him down. A pickup to the line of scrimmage. No gain on first down for Jeremiah Robbins. Clock ticking under 10 minutes, down to about 9 minutes to go here in the ball game. First down second down and 10 from the 14. Roseburg blitzing, and North will pick it up. They pitch it to the far side. Stretching it is Robbins. Gets to the 10, the 5, hit before the goal line, and in for the score. Jeremiah Robbins will take it to the house for another touchdown for North Medford. That is a 14-yard run. And North Medford is leading 41-0 pending the extra point. The extra point kicker is, of course, JT Knobloch Scott. Try to swing that right foot through and make it true yet again tonight. And he will split the uprights. 42-0 our score here in the fourth quarter. Let's take a 30-second timeout as North Medford leading Roseburg on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
From a hot tin shed, Paul W. Klipsch, genius and maverick, designed and hand-built his first commercial loudspeaker with the intention of bringing live music right into your living room. Today, we still make them like we used to, by hand, with passion, with pride. Klipsch Heritage Loudspeakers.
Give Klipsch Heritage speakers a listen at Good Vibrations, top of the hill, Northeast Stevens in Roseburg.
North Medford leading big after another touchdown here in the second half. Their second after the break. Leading 42-0. Looking to improve to 4-0 in conference play. And if the score holds up in Eugene, which you would imagine it would, Sheldon was on top 42-0 over South Medford at halftime. That would mean you've got North and Sheldon tied for first place in the conference standings after tonight's action. And for North Medford, guess who's next on the schedule? The Sheldon Irish. They'll be looking forward to that matchup coming up next week up in Eugene. Kickoff is away through the back of the end zone. Roseburg will have it at the 20-yard line. 7:52 to go in the ball game. Sheldon looks real dangerous. Last week we got a chance to see them, and they look every bit of the part of a true state title contender. So it'll be intriguing to see how the rest of the season works out for the Irish. They are obviously establishing some dominance in their win over South Medford tonight. South Medford had the big win over South Salem previously. It was pretty impressive there for South, but unable to hang with Sheldon this evening, it looks like. Chase Wilder looking to pass. Rolls out away from pressure to his right, lofts downfield. He's got Dane St. Clair who will make the catch. And St. Clair will get knocked out of bounds. Pass play goes out to the 42-yard line. That's a pickup of 22 through the air to Dane St. Clair. If I'm not mistaken, first catch of the season for St. Clair. First down and 10 from their own 42-yard line for Roseburg. Wilder calls for it. Quick pass to St. Clair here on the near side. Trying to find some blockers in front. Moves back out to the sideline after starting with a punch step to the inside. Juked back out to the outside. Bought himself a couple of extra yards out to the 50-yard line. So that is a quick 30 yards through the air for Dane St. Clair. So he picked up 8 yards on that pass completion. Second down and 2 from the 50. Ball on the left hash mark. Handed off to Eckel. Things open up. He will burst through the middle. Cuts back to his left. Gets to the sideline at the 30. He'll run out of bounds. Goes out at the 29. And There's a penalty flag on the far side of the field, well away from the play. Had nothing to do with it. So we'll see what that penalty flag is about. Sideline penalty against North Medford. So they actually spotted him down at the 30, and they will mark off an extra penalty from there. So for Eckel, that was a carry of 20 yards. And now the penalty by North Medford will add on another 10. Sorry, it'd be 15, down to the 15-yard line. So Roseburg in business in the red zone tonight. Wilder will hand it off to Eckel. Things open up the middle. Goes to the near sideline at the 5. Diving for the end zone. And Caden Eckel, after a spectacular sophomore season, will finally find the end zone here in 2022. He gets the TD run from 15 yards out, and Roseburg is on the board. Will not get shut out for a second straight week. Here comes the kicking unit out for the PAT. It'll be Landon Hodges to try and kick it through. Surprised not to see Michael out there. He's been doing the kickoffs and kicked PATs a couple of weeks ago. Hodges will kick the right foot through. No good. Wide left. And it'll remain 42-6. North Medford with the lead. 4:40 to go in the ball game. North will be receiving the upcoming kickoff by Roseburg after this 30-second timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Back here in the fourth quarter, Roseburg trailing North Medford 42-6. As we wrap things up here, clock will get going on the kickoff. That was a nice drive for Roseburg. A couple of big plays to Dane St. Clair, getting in on the offensive action for the first time this season. And then finally into the end zone for the first time this year was Caden Eckel. As Hodges will kick it off, that ball goes to the 20 and takes a hop out of bounds. Roseburg will get penalized for the kick out of bounds. On the sideline is Jacob Michael. He's got his shoes. You know, sometimes they'll take a player's helmet away to indicate that he's not going back into the game. Michael, he's the kicker, and he's got his shoes all untied. I guess that's an indication he is done for the night with his kicking duties. And they're letting Hodges get some work at it. So the kickoff out of bounds, and there's a player down for Roseburg after the kickoff, and that's unfortunate. And it looks like some cramping stretching out the player over there. That is Nick Parrish. He's been everywhere, so not surprised that he might be getting a little cramping here on a warm night in Medford. We got down here. Temperatures were in the upper 80s. It said on my phone that they were going to be hitting 90 today down here. And it's been kind of hot and muggy. Parrish will limp to the sideline as he deals with the cramping. He's 72 degrees still in Medford. At 9:15 at night in October, it's 72 degrees outside. Go figure. Clock will start running, 4:20 to go in the ball game. Roseburg getting into the end zone. And North Medford will have the football here, leading 42-6. Caden Eckel will come out of the game as they race Brogan Rackley back in as a safety. Try to pick off some of the numbers of guys out there, some new numbers on the field. It's still Knobloch Scott, the quarterback for North Medford, out there. He was the backup, probably would have been in at this point anyways, but he took over for the injured starting quarterback as a handoff for North Medford. Will take it into Roseburg territory. And for the Black Tornado, that is a number that we don't have on their roster. That carry goes to the Roseburg 46. So that'll be a 14-yard pickup for North Medford. There's probably going to be a few numbers out there for Roseburg that aren't listed on their roster as well. Jaron Dory, a sophomore, playing a corner position right now. Handed off. The back for North Medford. Carries right side. Taken down by Brevin Harrison and Boston Williams getting in there. That's a pickup of 6 on the game. Let's see here. You got Harrison, Dory, who's out there for the first time as far as I know. A.J. Baker getting a chance to play some defense. He's been mostly an offensive guy. Jack Banna, Ben Boyce out there. Reitman, Harrison, Williams. Also on the field for Roseburg. Number 28. No, 26. Connor Hahn, another sophomore. Landon Hodges in the back as the safety. Snap to Knobloch Scott is high through his hands. He'll pick it up on the one hop. Races to the far side. Rackley will chase him out of bounds. Got 2 hands on him. And Knobloch Scott races all the way to the wall across the track on the far side, making something out of nothing. They'll call him out at the 40-yard line, so he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the carry. It's going to be 3rd down for North Medford. On that far side of the field was a number that we saw in the pregame that I didn't have on the roster. Jazz McLean getting in as a defensive back tonight as well. 1:30 to go in the ball game. Again, a bobbled snap, and Knobloch Scott will just take off himself. He is taken down by Harrison at the line of scrimmage. No gain again. Miscommunication on the play. And it'll be 4th down. And North Medford, with the clock running, 1:07 to go. And both teams do have all their timeouts. Nobody appears to be wanting to use any of them. No surprise there. Under a minute to play. Probably one last play here for North Medford, although I don't know if the clock will stop on a turnover on downs if they don't convert here. 4th down and 4. Handed off. The back will run left side. He is met before the first down marker. Coming up to make the tackle for Roseburg. That was Hahn again. And it will be a turnover on down. They will put him down at the 37-yard line. It was a pickup of 3. Clock is still running, though, and Roseburg will not put the offense out on the field. Game is going to wrap up tonight with Roseburg falling to North Medford 42-6. The Black Tornado will stay in a tie with Sheldon for first place, setting up a huge showdown next week against the Irish up in Eugene. We'll come back after a 3-minute timeout and get the replay of tonight's game as we go to the postgame show. We'll also name our Mountain Mike's Pizza Player of the Game. Stick with us, folks. Roseburg falling to North Medford 42-6 here tonight on 541radio.com and on the Score 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Mountain Mike's. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Working from a hot tin shed, Paul W. Klipsch, genius and maverick, designed and hand-built his first commercial loudspeaker with the intention of bringing live music right into your living room. Today, we still make them like we used to. By hand, with passion, with pride. Klipsch Heritage Loudspeakers.
Give Klipsch Heritage speakers a listen at Good Vibrations. Top of the Hill, Northeast Stevens in Roseburg.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.
Nothing.
Welcome you back here to Spiegelberg Stadium, where tonight North Medford will remain in first place in the Southwest Valley Conference, Southwest Central Valley Conference, whatever you want to call it. They will remain tied in first place with Sheldon, which won tonight over South Medford. And we'll have a look at some scores for you here in just a few moments. But Roseburg falling to 0-5 on the season after the loss here tonight. And North Medford will move to 4-2 on the year, 4-0 in conference play. It was all North Medford, despite their starting quarterback getting knocked out of the game on the first play for the offense. And we did hear a report over the PA speaker from the PA, the public address announcer, saying that Caden Lacey, it sounds like good, positive news that he has got movement and feeling in all of his limbs, so that is positive there, and hopefully that young man will be okay from that scary injury taken off on a stretcher earlier tonight. We had about a 20-minute delay in the game because of that, but unfortunate that this game had to start out that way with a scary moment with the quarterback for North Medford going out with a serious injury, taken out on a stretcher and into the ambulance to be taken to the hospital. But it didn't slow down North Medford tonight. The Black Tornado able to score in the first quarter. They did. They turned it over on their first possession, that sack fumble that knocked Lacey out of the game. But then on their second possession, the backup quarterback, J.T. Knobloch Scott, drove them 45 yards, 7 plays, and finished it off with a touchdown pass to Connor Cesaro. And that would start the scoring out 7-0 after 1. It was Waialua with a 38-yard touchdown in the second quarter to make it 14-0. Knobloch Scott would find Cesaro again for a 21-0 lead. And then it was DeAndre Card with a touchdown just before halftime to make it 28-0. In the third quarter, North Medford scored on the opening drive. It was a 5-yard TD pass to A.J. Pugliano to make it 35-0 at the end of 3, and that would put us at a running clock. And then in the fourth quarter, North would get a touchdown run by Jeremiah Robbins from 14 yards out, made it 42-0. Roseburg gets on the board tonight. It comes on a 15-yard touchdown run by Caden Eckel, the junior, who had a stellar sophomore season, trying to help carry the load for the offense this year. Finally finds the end zone as Roseburg falls 42-6. We'll take a look at some of the individual statistics tonight, unofficial numbers. Knobloch Scott through the air for North Medford. I've got him down for 8 for 11, 134 yards, 3 touchdowns. He had touchdown passes to Cesaro, 2 of them for 49 yards total, and had a touchdown pass to A.J. Pugliano. Let's see, did I write that one down? I don't think I did. So make it 4 touchdown passes tonight for Knobloch Scott and 139 yards. I didn't get his third quarter touchdown in there. So that's why they're unofficial stats. 139 yards, 4 touchdowns through the air for Knobloch Scott. One of them to A.J. Pugliano, who will finish with 62 yards on the evening on 5 catches. Connor Cesaro had the 2 catches, 49 totals, both of them touchdowns. Then you had Martinez, 1 catch for 9 yards. And DeAndre Card had 2 catches for 34 yards, including 1 for a 19-yard touchdown. On the ground, Ty Pugliano, 11 carries, 92 yards. Kilo Welahua had 5 carries for 89 yards. Jeremiah Robbins had 6 carries for 40 yards and the touchdown. On the other side for Roseburg through the air, Jace Wilder, 5 for 11 for 40 yards total. He connected twice with Dane St. Clair in the second half for 30 of those 40 yards. Caden Eckel had 13 carries for 59 yards and the 1 touchdown. Jace Wilder, 34 yards on the ground tonight. And that is also Boston Williams with a spectacular juggling catch for 11 yards tonight. And that is a look at the offense for Roseburg. We'll have your Mountain Mike's Pizza player of the game coming up in just a moment, but we bring in Carter Stedman to run through some of the scores that we got to report for you here tonight. Carter, what are we looking at?
So, final from Eugene, Sheldon took down South Medford 49-0. Looked like South Medford was dealing with the injury bug there, but Sheldon was able to take care of business. We did not hear a final yet, but North Salem was up 14-12 on Grants Pass at the half. Will be interesting to see what the final result looks like there. St. Mary's and Douglas were tied at 6 last time we heard. That'd be a big win for Douglas. It'll definitely be interesting to see what goes down there in Winston. South Umpqua was on the road at Brookings Harbor. Definitely a winnable game for the Lancers. North Valley went to Sutherland. Not sure on that result yet. And Glide was able to beat Reedsport for their second win of the season. They took them down 25-12 on the road. Oakland was able to take care of business against Bandon 56-6. The Oakers led 42-0 at the end of the half. Lost River was up 42-0 on the road against number 10 Camas Valley. So it looks like they took care of business there. And like we mentioned earlier, at 3 o'clock today, number 8 ranked Elkton took down Riddle 48-6.
Did get a final I just saw here from that South Umpqua and Brookings game. You said a winnable game? Yeah, 49-0. South Umpqua comes away with the victory there. The Lancers prevailing. And we take a look at the conference matchups. The only final that's reported on OSA so far is that Sheldon win over South Medford. Sheldon winning over South Medford to remain undefeated on the year and in league play. North Medford with the win tonight. They're undefeated in league. They are now 4-2 after losses to start out the season. In their first 2 weeks, they have rallied, and they will have a big showdown coming up next week against Sheldon for first place in the conference. It's time now to name our Mountain Mike's Pizza player of the game. Awarded a $25 gift certificate to use at Mountain Mike's Pizza. That's Mountain Mike's Pizza, the way it ought to be. Well, tonight I want to award that to Nick Parrish. Had a fumble recovery, had the sack, had a lot of tackles tonight. He was all over the field this evening. And so want to give that credit to Nick Parrish. I had a couple other honorable mentions tonight. Kyler Mills, I thought he had a fumble recovery on a special teams play. So that was a nice one there for Roseburg. A couple of takeaways in this game, but unfortunately couldn't capitalize on that here tonight. Caden Eckel getting into the end zone, also an honorable mention selection tonight for Roseburg. And Dane St. Clair with a couple of catches. Good to see the youngster getting in on the action there as well. Everybody's going to be needed here tonight. Carter Stedman's now been with us for a couple games. He's a senior at Roseburg High School, and so he's familiar with the team very much here tonight as well. Carter, boy, it's a tough season, and we look at it, a lot of youth out there for Roseburg, and so going to be learning lessons all around for this Roseburg team, but at the same time, it's kind of tough to kind of keep slogging through tough games like this.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I think we saw glimpses early on after the injury to North Medford starting quarterback. Roseburg was able to get the ball back on a strip sack and, like you mentioned, the fumble recovery on a punt. So the defense and special teams was able to create turnovers in order to get the ball back. And we saw some success on the ground with Eckel a little bit, but they weren't really able to take advantage through the air. North Medford was starting to load the box, get a lot of pressure on the quarterback. So just kind of hard to execute plays when there's always a guy in the quarterback's face. But like you said, with all that youth, definitely a learning experience, and it'll definitely benefit for the years to come.
Yeah, for Roseburg, obviously looking at the experience that a lot of these sophomores are getting, that'll be beneficial for the future, but they are still thinking about the now, trying to get some wins to finish out this season for this senior group. And they definitely deserve it with the work they're putting in. We'll see what happens next week when Roseburg is going to be back at home. It's not going to be another easy task. They've got South Salem coming to town next week. South Salem started out tonight 4-1 on the year, 2-1 in conference play, ranked number 6 in the OSAA power rankings. So big test coming up next week at home at Finlay Field. And I think that's homecoming week next week.
It is. There'll be a lot of energy in the stadium, so we're looking forward to it.
Looking forward to that one for sure. Then another trip back down here to South Medford, or down here to Medford to take on South, and then finish out the regular season at home against Grants Pass in a couple of weeks from now. All right, so Nick Parrish, your Mountain Mike's Pizza player of the game here this evening. Before we go, remind you that tonight's game brought to you by Western Oregon Jewelers. Dr. Alanson Randall, give them a call at 541-378-6694 if you're looking for a dentist. And want to say thanks again to our video stream sponsor, the Cow Creek Tribe. Appreciate their sponsorship of Roseburg Football Online. All right, folks, that's going to do it for us here tonight. I want to say thanks to North Medford for welcoming us in here tonight, and appreciate all of the hospitality from the administration and from head coach Nathan Chin. I want to say thanks to athletic director Russ Bullen, head coach Dave Heiberger, and the entire Roseburg football program for allowing us to bring you another season of Roseburg football here on The Score. I want to say thanks to Carter Stedman for help with the video production here tonight. Thanks to Grady Hamilton back in the studio with the radio production here this evening. And as always, a thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for tonight's broadcast, because, of course, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Kieran. We'll chat with you guys next Friday night when Roseburg's back at home to take on South Salem in another conference battle. We'll have that one for you. Our video broadcast will start at 6:45. On the radio side, we start with our extended pregame, the Friday night pregame show starting at 6 o'clock coming up next Friday night. That'll lead you right into Roseburg football here on The Score. So I hope you tune in for all of that, and we'll talk to you then. I'm Joey Kieran, along with Carter Stedman and Grady Hamilton. This has been Roseburg Football on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.